So this is a little bit of a global economic situation that we have here that ultimately trickles down to home, where we'll see it and feel it more, the most. But actually kind of telling as to what's going on based on what we saw in the real estate market early 2020, most of 2020 going into 21. And now we've already seen the videos and the headlines and the thumbnails and the titles about the housing market crash, the housing market collapse. We know what the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell and what they're trying to do to tame inflation by driving up interest rates, and the effect that it's having on mortgage applications, especially for those looking to purchase homes and finance them, opposed to the buyers out there who are cash buyers. Which the cash buyers, they're not drying up, but they're not the cash buyers aren't really lingering around and hanging around and being as aggressive as they were in the past, when real estate homes were, pretty much flying off the shelves. As soon as they hit FMLS, as soon as they hit Zillow, as soon as they were able to be seen, and a lot of these are pre-market. Some of these were marketed off before they hit the market, so that when they did hit, they had the most attention and the most demand to drive up the prices. But the cash buyers still exist. It's just that the cash buyers are going to be more selective about what they buy, when they buy, and how much they pay for what they buy. And also the cash buyers, I think, don't quote me on this, but I'd be willing to bet that there are probably more cash buyers looking to spend above 800,000, above $1 million than there are below. Just because they were already on the list for those to receive the highest interest rates through jumbo mortgages. So they were probably going to be looking to spend cash anyway, because they were going to exceed the amount of the conforming loan amount from the mortgage companies. But there's probably still a handful of very prudent and financially sound individuals out there looking to spend $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 and paying cash, just because they've been saving their money. They've been smart with their money. They may even have some assistance from family. And what I'm noticing now in the real estate market is that properties, especially near us, we still have a few months left here on this lease. And, we already knew coming into this what the game plan was. So, we're keeping our eye out for what the next move is going to be. And now we're seeing, oh man, it's pretty cool, because we're seeing more properties on the market. There are more options. The time on the market, they're going above 60 days, some of them approaching 90 days. We're seeing prices drop, while at the same time I'm over, excuse me. Sorry about that. At the same time, I'm checking the rentals, because part of why or how we ended up where we are now is for the fact that the long-term rental market was so scarce, because all the long-term rental properties were being used for short-term rentals. So they really only had this small window open in the winter for the snowbirds, because in the spring through summer, they want, actually spring through fall, they really want short-term rentals because they brought in more money. But because of the global effects on the economy, everybody's getting hit from all angles. So the amount of short-term rental opportunities are being reduced, because people they're not spending like they used to. They're not traveling like they used to. They're not vacationing like they used to. Inflation, everybody feels inflation. Everybody feels inflation differently. But with that being said, some of the folks that own these properties are looking at it like, they need to have consistent income now. So they're swapping them out. And I'm seeing, long-term rental opportunities, 15-month leases. So there's a little bit of a shift there. And I think that is just going to add to how competitive the sellers are going to end up being, which works out really great for us, because we're going to be buying. So we'll be, we will, in my opinion, be purchasing at a time when it's a buyer's market. We bought a bunch of these Perrier sparkling waters. Are these sparkling waters or mineral waters? Mineral waters. We bought a bunch of these, and they've been sitting in the fridge, and I need to get rid of them. We bought them because we were making cocktails with them, and then they kind of got lost in the refrigerator. So I need to get rid of these. Not to mention, Michelle bought this Zephyr Hills water that tastes like absolute garbage. I can't drink it. So anyway, we're seeing these properties on the markets longer. I'm going to stick to my original statement, and we're not going to see a housing market crash. We're not going to see a collapse. We're going to see the bubble deflating, and that bubble is going to be, we sold at a time where it was early, and if my real estate agents team, the team of agents that we used in Atlanta, if they're watching this video, they're going to laugh because they're probably going to think back at when I decided that we were going to sell our home and what we were going to sell it for. And I think they thought I was crazy. Only saying that to mention how we ended up where we are today. And others did the same, and others will continue to do the same, and so on and so forth, as we continuously roll through these new economic cycles. So they probably thought I was crazy. Lo and behold, we had, I don't know, we probably had over 20 offers in a week, multiple cash offers, multiple over asking offers. This is before that really kind of started taking a hold. And we sold for literally, I think we were about $5,000 off from what I said had to be the number. And we did it. And so then we moved on and we purchased, and we were able to purchase. Again, they probably thought I was crazy with how much I wanted to buy the next house for, and they made it happen. And that's why you need to trust in a reliable, knowledgeable, educated, dynamic, just killer of a team. It's a Keller Williams team. If you guys want to know who they are in Atlanta, just hit me up. I'll let you know. Amazing team. And they pulled it off, which then allowed us about 18 months later to sell for a tremendous amount more, putting us in the situation where we are now, which is why we're perfectly okay with renting, because this was all a part of the plan. And we weren't carrying baggage with us from Georgia. Although a rental property would have been nice, I don't think that this property we had was an ideal candidate for a rental property. It was like 6 acres, and it was a pretty big house with a detached garage, and it was more suited for one particular family. That family was a family-run business, really. It's really what it was set up for. I mean, there was acreage, but it wasn't great for farming or anything like that. So if we had a house in a regular, and there's no neighborhood, we were 6 acres on the lake, pretty secluded. And if it was in a neighborhood, then I would say, all right, let's rent this joker out. We're going to have a passive income stream on an appreciating asset, cash flow producing asset. But I didn't want to carry that burden and be, however many hundreds of miles away, and nor pay a property management team to manage the property. So we sold it. But we sold it. You got the profit. And now you're able to take that, and we spent a little bit, but I think the little bit that we spent on rent, which you don't really get a return from that, was well worth it, because we really like where we are. And that little bit spent on rent allowed the prices to come down. So I don't feel as though that's a waste, and it allowed us the opportunity to fill out the areas and determine and figure out where we would be best to purchase, versus some people who actually dive into a market that they have no experience with and make a purchase, which is the other reason why you need a very knowledgeable real estate team. It's because if you don't know the area and you make a purchase and it's a bad area, then that's a tough one to get out of, especially now, especially if you did it like a few months ago. Now you're going to be selling for a loss, if you could even sell. So it allowed us time to research the area, survey the area, and determine where we would be best to purchase. So it all kind of worked out pretty much how I had planned on it working out. Even down to probably a little bit ahead of schedule, the prices coming down. Multiple listings being available and allowing us the opportunity to kind of like schedule a showing, look at one, schedule another showing, look at one, think about it, sleep on it, put offers together, go back and forth. Well, I was actually talking to another real estate agent, another Keller Williams real estate agent down in southwest or south. He's in South Florida, Chris Igo, and he was saying that at the height, they were literally writing contracts before they even saw the houses, before they even had a showing. They were writing contracts because if you didn't, you were going to miss out, and you were not going to have time, or you're not going to have a chance, and not going to have an opportunity to pick up the house because the market was just so hot. It was a seller's market, and you couldn't touch it. And here we are today. Now, this is just an example of how economic cycles occur, and you shouldn't be afraid of them, and know that they're going to occur again in the future, and just know, and you have to have a plan for how you're going to go about it so that you don't get washed away in the cycle. And that's what I want to bring you guys. I want to bring you guys more updates and more information on how you can prepare to position yourself and your family to align with the cycles, be ahead of the cycles, be forward thinking, planning strategically, and building out ways to win while everyone else is pretty much getting absorbed in what a lot of folks are considering the reset. And there's going to be winners, there's going to be losers, just like there have been for decades, hundreds of years. But it doesn't mean that you have to throw up your hands and give up and be a loser. So with that being said, I'm going to continue to bring you guys some more information, more updates, more opportunities. We mentioned on the live stream, I dropped a bomb on the live stream about a great opportunity on how you guys can get out there. How you guys can get out there and align yourselves with these companies and these businesses and create great, huge potential in these money-making opportunities. And I want you guys to go check that out. I'm going to put a link so you guys can go check out the live stream after this. And if you got any questions, like I said, if you want to know about my team in Atlanta, my real estate team, my Keller Williams real estate team in Atlanta, let me know. And if you got questions about the opportunity mentioned in the live stream, you can email me. My email's in the description. Join the group. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of bombs. I'm gonna be dropping nuggets in the group for the members on how to create these passive income streams, these side hustles, small business income streams, generating your brand, creating your brand, promoting your brand, and sharing your brand on social media and YouTube and different platforms like that, so that you will be a part of this economic cycle and not get wiped out with the rest, those who are kind of asleep at the wheel. And then further insulate and protect your family from inflation and be ready to survive and thrive on the other side. So make sure you check out this video, watch the live stream, subscribe to the channel. You guys take care, be safe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.